It's a beautiful day in Michigan. Not so. We'll go live to Daytona Beach, Florida, coming up shortly and find out what that hurricane preparation is like and what the conditions are like there now. It's Michael Patrick Shiels. Sunday night, the town hall debate between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. And we'll have full coverage of that for you, of course, on Monday morning, in case you don't catch it or in case you fall asleep or something like that. We'll have analysis and audio. What are we going to do when the presidential election is over? It's going to be quiet and lonely, isn't it? Or is it? Brandon Hall is a political blogger from West Michigan. He makes news himself from time to time. He's on our AT&T line right now. Welcome back to the program.
Good morning, Michael. I can't think of a better way to start off my birthday than with you.
Well, happy birthday to you. You know, we reserve the birthdays on this program for beautiful women, so you slipped one past the goaltender there, but what the heck?
Hey, I'll take it. I'm so greedy.
What story are we missing that's about to hit?
Well, so it's pretty interesting. An Imam in Dearborn, a Muslim cleric, has actually come out and strongly supported Donald Trump, and it's a hell of a story. His brother was actually kidnapped by ISIS 18 months ago. He's from Lebanon originally, and he is just creating tremendous waves in the Dearborn area right now. It's pretty amazing.
Is it true that Donald Trump met with him when he went to Novi?
That seems to be the case, yes.
I don't know. Is there some way that you think Donald Trump can build support, running out of time here at least, with Middle Eastern communities?
I was reading in the Arab American News, one of the great papers in that area, that Hillary is significantly struggling with the Arab and Middle East community. And in the past, this has been a voting bloc where Republicans have actually done pretty well with. And Hillary is really amping up her outreach in that region. And she sent Huma Abedin in a few weeks ago, kind of secretly, but Huma Abedin visited Dearborn and gave a speech. And so I think there's room for Republicans to grow here. I mean, this used to be a Republican voting bloc, so there's many issues where Republicans line up with the Middle East and Arab community. I think there might be a lot of actually closet support, than what you actually see.
What is your sense on Michigan here? I see, varying polling data that shows that Hillary Clinton is up 4 or 5%, something like that. I think if you're a prognosticator, it can be very difficult to figure out who supports Trump, who actually goes out to vote, who lies to the pollsters, that sort of thing. Could there be a Republican victory in Michigan for the first time since 1988?
When Inside Michigan Politics actually asked me a few months ago who's going to win Michigan, this was a long time ago, like almost a year ago, and I said the Democrats, but don't count the Republicans out. And what I meant by that was a few things, and I think we're seeing it. We have a nominee in Donald Trump who speaks to issues important to Michiganders like trade, whereas the Hillary Clinton trade record is horrendous. And it was critical to her losing to Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders' campaign manager said that. The trade issue is what won it for us. And, Bernie was losing in the polls by 20% the night before the election in Michigan. And he came out on top when the votes were cast because Michiganders are going to decide this, not the pollsters, not the media, Michiganders. And I think Donald Trump is tremendously well-positioned. These flash mobs have had 7,000 people attend, where these people are out on the side of the road with, grilling and waving Trump signs and things. I mean, Hillary Clinton hasn't been to Michigan in 2 months. Trump's had rallies that have had almost 20,000 people attend. I mean, I've been in politics in 17 years. I was making phone calls for John McCain back in '99. I ran my Bush Cheney victory office in high school in 2004. I mean, I've never seen anything like the energy for Donald Trump in Michigan. It's crazy.
I just kind of wonder how many of those people are showing up because he's a celebrity and it's kind of a fun thing to do, and if they're actually going to show up, to vote.
They've been saying that a long time, though. I remember when they said that about, New Hampshire and South Carolina and all these states in the primary. and then Mr. Trump received a record number of votes, more than any other Republican nominee in history.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Every time people say, "Oh, I don't know if Trump can do it," he keeps doing it again and again, round after round. Everyone says he's going to get knocked out, and then he stays for the full 12-round fight and comes out on top.
You know what I find weird, too, is that there is so much media coverage now that I wonder how many people get whatever they get from the media. And when I say that, obviously they're going to get their information through a magazine or a newspaper or a website or a radio show or television show or whatever it might be, maybe even social media. But so much of that now is slanted, and so much talk is about the race and the maneuvering and the performance that it seems to me like the issues are often just buried.
Right.
Do you agree with that, or is it me?
Well, I do in many senses, in many ways, and I wish they were all as fair as you, Michael, and you're great. But for CNN, for example, just a few weeks ago, they were caught. They took the word racial and edited it. They took it and added it to what Donald Trump, some comments he made about security, and to make him look racist. And this is why there was just a poll that came out that said the American people's trust of the media is at an all-time low, because they're not focusing on what Americans care about, and they're lying, and people are sick of it. I mean, so I think the American people would also agree with what you're saying, Michael.
Bernie Sanders is coming through Michigan, 4 stops today. Do you think that if he were the nominee, he'd be beating Donald Trump?
I don't. I think he'd be doing better.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would. I don't think he'd be beating him. I think he'd be. I think he'd be doing a little better, and he might be stronger positioned in places like Michigan. Because Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump, when it comes to trade, I mean, they're almost in lockstep on the trade issue. So I think that would play much better for Bernie in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan. But I still don't think he would be able to do significantly better.
How do we find your writing?
West Michigan. You can go to Google, search West Michigan politics. It pops right up. Otherwise, West Michigan politics.blogspot.com.
Thank you very much, and happy birthday to Brandon Hall. It is 20 minutes before the hour, and very, very soon we're going to give you $77 in cash at Firekeepers Casino. But first, we're going to give you Stella Cash, who put the fun in fundraising. If you'll stay right there, it's a challenging thing to do these days, but the creative twists can often make the difference. How does she do it? How do she do it? She'll share it with us when we get back. It's Michael Patrick Shiels all across Michigan.